video was requested, and it's going to be me showing you how to do a brownish black smoky eye. So first I'm going to show you all the materials that I use and that you'll probably might want to use if you want to try this tutorial. So let's get started, and here we go. Okay, so to start, this is all the materials that you're going to need in order to get the smoky eye look, and the look I'm talking about was in my 2-week update on my tongue piercing, so if you don't know what look I'm talking about, just go watch that video. But let's get started. Okay, so to start, I'm going to start with my eyes first, and I'm going to be applying fake eyelashes, but it's always best to put a little bit of mascara on so they look more real. So what I'm using is an eyelash curler. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes a little bit. Okay, so I've curled my eyelashes, and then I'm going to be using CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume to apply a little bit of mascara. Okay, so I have applied the mascara, and as you can see, I have got some on my eyelids, but what you can do is you can take a Q-tip and just get rid of them like that. Okay, so you have your mascara on, and I already applied my foundation, so we're all set to go. And next, I'm just going to apply a little bit of eyeliner on the bottom lid. Okay, and then just put a little bit of mascara on the bottom lash. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the smoky eye. So for an eyeshadow primer, I'm using one by e.l.f. Just looks like this. So you just take a little bit of that and put it on both your eyelids. Okay, and then just rub it in. Alright, so I have the primer on, and for the brown part that's going to go all over my lid, I'm using this little eyeshadow palette, I guess you'd say. And I'm going to be using this brown color right here. So I just take a little, just a standard eyeshadow brush, and you're going to take some of that and then apply it all over your lid. And it doesn't have to be like perfect. Just apply it all over the lid. So now that your eyelids have that brown color on, I'm going to move on and I'm just going to put a little bit of black eyeshadow in the crease. So to do that, I'm using this little kind of pointed brush, I guess you could say. And then I'm going to be using this black kind of eyeshadow palette. I got this from Dollar General. It's by LA Colors. So, and I'm going to be using the last one, which is right there. And you're just going to want to put a little bit of product on the brush. And then just kind of make like a kind of shape. I don't really know what you call that, but shape like that. And I know, and I'm in no way am I a makeup artist, but so I know it looks kind of sloppy, but this is how I like to do it, and we're gonna blend it out as soon as we do the same thing with the other eye. I am so sorry about my voice, but I'm still getting over a cold. So just do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, so we have blended out the dark, really dark smoky eye. So it just looks like that. Okay, so we're almost done with the look, and I'm just going to take a liquid eyeliner by LA Colors, and I'm just going to do a winged eyeliner on both of my eyes. Okay, and you're going to want to let that dry for just a couple minutes so you don't get a big, intense black crease on the top. Let it dry. Okay, now I'm going to be using a brown eyebrow pencil just to fill in my eyebrows. And during this process, you might just start to look like a clown, but once it's all done and all put together, you're going to be looking just like me. Okay, so I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows a little. Okay, so fill in your eyebrows, and pretty sure it's dry, so what I do next is I just fix my mascara a little bit in case any of the lashes got clumped together. Like that. Okay. So this is what it looks like so far. And what I do is I always apply the eyelashes last just to give it a little more of a dramatic look, because for those of you who know me, dramatic makeup is totally my thing. So now I'm just going to be using a brush by Artistry. Just looks like that, just a fluffy powder brush. I'm going to be taking a powder by CoverGirl in shade 535 and just putting that all over my face, because this gets rid of any fallout you may have, and it sets your foundation in your skin. Okay, so now that that's done, before I apply the lashes, this is kind of like a 2-in-1 video. I kind of want to show you what I use on my lips. So for those of you who know me, I am a big fan of the pale lips look. So how I do this, I'm not the only one who does this, by the way, so don't be like, oh my god, you're so weird, because I don't really care. I like the way my lips look like this, so I'm going to show you. So what I do is every night I put chapstick on my lips just to make sure they're moisturized, and then in the morning when I do my makeup, I use a concealer stick by CoverGirl, and I just take a little bit of that and apply it on my lips, like that. And I just blend it in. Okay, so now that my lips have disappeared, I'm going to apply my lip gloss, and a lot of you comment me and asking me what lip gloss I use. I use the Gloss and Glow by LA Colors, and it's called Baby Doll, and you can get this at Dollar General for like a couple bucks. So I just take that and apply that on my lips, and that's how I get my lips to look like that. So it's fairly simple, it doesn't take a while, and they're just nice and Nicki Minaj pink is what I like to call them. Okay, so now what we're going to move on to is the eyelashes. I'm going to show you how I like to apply them. I'm using it's kind of falling all over the place, but I just use dark black eyelashes. I don't really know what they're called, sorry, but I know you can get them at Dollar General. And then I also use just a little lash grip, adhesive lash glue. So what I do is I take the first eyelash, which is going to be for the left eye, and then I take my eyelash glue, and then on this little band up here, you just apply a little bit of eyelash glue on that top band. Okay, so you have the eyelash glue, and then you're going to want to let that dry for like 30 seconds until it's like tacky, like it has like a sticky glue feeling to it, and then you apply them to your top lid, Okay, so now that the eyelash glue has become tacky, you can go ahead and apply it to the top lid, and you're going to want to get it as close to your real lashes as possible so it doesn't look like you have 2 rows of eyelashes. So. Okay, so that's what the first eyelash looks like when it's applied, and you're just going to want to take the other one and do the exact same thing. And then after you apply them, there's one more step that I like to do to make them look more real. So I'm just going to start on the other one. Okay, and you're just going to want to let that dry so it gets like that tacky feeling again, and then you apply it the same way you did to the first one. Okay, now it's time to apply the second eyelash. Okay, and you have applied both of your eyelashes to both of your eyes, and I'm going to let those sit and just dry before I do this last step. But what I like to do is I like to put in an inner eye highlight. So again, I'm going to go with the Avon eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to use this light color up here. Just take a little bit of that and just apply it into the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, so that's the inner eye highlight, and then the final step that I do for my eyelashes to make them look more real is I go in with the liquid eyeliner again by LA Colors, and you're just going to want to put a thin line above the eyelash band so it blends in better with your eye makeup, and it won't be as hard to tell if you're wearing fake eyelashes or not. And then do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, and there you have it. This is the brown black smoky eye, and that's what it looks like, as you can see.